Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and this video is on algebraic proof. So here we have our first problem, and it says the sum of two consecutive numbers is always odd. So for two consecutive numbers we need to prove this algebraically, so that means we're not going to use numbers but we're going to use letters instead. So the sum of two consecutive numbers, if we take n as one number, and then the number after that is just going to be n plus 1. And the sum means that we add them. So this is saying that n, add n plus 1, is always odd. So we can simplify this down to 2n plus 1. Now we know this is always odd because it has the plus 1 on the end. So what we can do here is factorise this first bit. So we can do 2, n in a bracket, add 1, and then write a little note and say there is a plus 1. So it is always odd. So it is always going to be odd. And that's simply how we prove that the sum of two consecutive numbers, is always odd. Here we have our second problem, and it says show that x add y times by x minus y is equal to x squared minus y squared. I know this one's quite simple as well, so all we're going to do is expand the brackets. So if we've got x add y, x minus y, we're just going to expand the brackets. And I have actually done a previous video on expanding brackets, so make sure to go and check that one out if you're a bit confused on it. But what we're going to end up with is x squared minus xy add xy minus y squared, which you can simplify down to x squared minus y squared. So we've proved that x add y times by x minus y is equal to x squared minus y, and that's all we have to do. So we have our third problem. It says prove that the sum of two consecutive square numbers is always odd. So for two consecutive square numbers, we're going to take what we did before. So we're going to have n, and then the number after that is going to be n plus 1. So all we need to do is square both of these. So we're going to have n squared plus n plus 1 squared. So if we expand out n plus 1 squared, we're going to get n plus 1 times by n plus 1, which is going to give us n squared plus 2n plus 1. So if we put that back with our other n squared, we're going to have n squared plus 2n add 1, which we can simplify down to 2n squared add 2n plus 1. And just like before, we can factorise this first bit here. So we can take a 2 outside the brackets and leave inside n squared add n and plus 1 on the end, and then write a little note to the examiner and say plus 1 on to the equation, so will be odd. And it's important we write this little note here because just this factorised bit should get you the marks, but you just want to be sure that the examiner knows that your plus 1 on the end is, you want to make sure that they know that this plus 1 means it's odd and that you know that and you haven't just got there by chance. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe and comment down below any future video ideas I can make to help you guys out. Also be sure to check out my social medias, which are all in the description box below.